Hello, my friends. I am back. I am your local art witch, and today I wanted to talk about this book I just bought. It's called Color Your Own Tarot. I got it from Chapters, $26.99. Let's look at it. I'm so excited. I just love coloring tarot cards, and the idea that I can play with the cards is exciting. So it comes in here. There's a book. So this book would have the history of tarot. Oh, neat. Some of the art style that they had. Some history. Let's see. The birth of tarot. I wonder if... Yes, perfect. It has each card. Yes. And that will help me start with how to color it a little bit. So that way it's not like a blank slate. Cool. Oh, the knights. Oh no. It looks, yeah. It's a pip deck, which is not my favorite. But very cool. Okay, so that's the book that it comes with. And on this side, this did come with little round stickers to keep them closed, but I did remove them carefully before starting. Look at this. So here's the cards. They're big. Look how big they are. Okay, let's get this out of the way. And yes, right here I've got, a standard rider weight. Look at the difference. They are humongous, which is perfect for coloring. So they are shrink wrapped. Oh, the backs. Very neat. Let's get a card out. See the card paper quality. And let's see if I can open this. Where is, yes, I've got a little thing over here. Got this from the dollar store. I'm just gonna boop. Oh, smooth. Okay. Get the garbage out of the way. Oh, she's thin. Cardboardy, papery cardboard. So they are a little thin. I would want to, oh, that's intense. Look at that. That's going to be hard to get and stay in the lines for sure. It'll be interesting to see if they bleed. And I'll test that out with a pip card because I don't care as much about those as I do the major arcana or even the court cards. Let's see if I can get this open. Shrink wrap, my enemy. Now, what's cool about a deck like this is you can kind of energetically charge your cards quite a bit more because obviously you are working on each individual card, focusing on it, putting your energy right into the deck. Very neat. I wish there was paper you could practice on before. I wonder if there's like a... Okay, so I think they're going to be tough to shuffle. Let's see. Oh, sounds like a good book, doesn't it? Oh, they're going to be real... I'm going to have to shuffle them like this, I think. because they're just so large. I wonder about, let's see. I want to have them upside right to start with, at least. Like, they're almost too big to even riffle shuffle, aren't they? Yeah. Doable, but difficult. Now, I have been told that I do have small hands. So it might be not as difficult for some. But as you can see, I can't quite grab. I'll have to figure out how to shuffle these at some point. Now, 3 of Swords. I wonder. I will test them out in a separate video, I think. Because I don't want to just go in half ready. I am excited though to color these. I love coloring, and some of Art Nouveau is one of my favorite art styles. I really love them, and they've done a really good job on the major arcana from what I can tell just at first glance. But the court cards, and especially the Pippi part, is weak. I know that's probably not nice, but now the other thing are they're not slippy. They're not gritty, but they're not slippy at all, and that's gonna make it even more difficult to shuffle. Oh, look at that. I just noticed that the majors have a different border than the rest of the deck. That might annoy me later. But I wonder, thinking out loud, if it might be worth it to trim this deck a little bit. Sorry. So that way it can actually be shuffled. And then once it's colored, I wonder, like, laminating it might be a good idea. One, so that way it doesn't get smudged or continue to bleed or whatever, but also so the paper's tougher and you can actually shuffle the cards. So if I go and grab the book, I like that it helps with some ideas on how to color it, but obviously you can make some changes. I like to have some color coordinations as far as, like, if it's important that a particular card have red on it for some reason, I'd like to have red on it. Oh, that's nice. So it puts the astrological signs here. I really love astrology, so that's nice to see. It's kind of sad that they kind of gave up on the art at some point, because I would rather nicer faces, right, than all this intensity. Because, like, if you look at the pips, now I understand you only have to draw a sword once. You copy, you paste, you move it. So it's kind of easy to have a very intense, let me see, okay. You see all the intricacy. Now on a cup this size, to color it, that's not too bad. But as you get more and more cups on a card, of course I shuffled it, so now I can't. There we go. How are you going to color each individual leaf without making a mess, right? I would rather a simplified cup and more thought put into the faces. And yeah, I think I'm going to trim the borders after. I'm going to have to have you guys seen those, they cut rounded corners anyway. I'm going to have to think about getting one of those, and then I'll do just right along this border right here, and it will make it match. So I'm not going to bother coloring the outsides. I would love to color with y'all, and I have some story times I want to share with certain spell works I've done, and thinking out loud. What I want to do is kind of color with you and talk about, you know, witchcraft, and there's a certain protection story that I want to share with you, and the ingredients that I used in it. And I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, so that is, what is this? Color Your Own Tarot by Mary Pickard. Illustrations by Faye Martin. Sorry, Faye, for being a little rough on what I said about your art. Oh, good. Oh, look at this. It's got soul reflection. Okay, so I think it's got some wow, words. Is it only 3 card reads? Oh, good. The Celtic Cross. Almost every book will have this. You only need 1 book for the Celtic Cross spread. But I like it when books have setups that you can do. Very neat. So I am excited. And let's choose a card to color next time. What if I just went like in the order that it is right now? Temperance is a great place to start. She tends to be one of my favorites. I'm gonna have to get a lot of markers, aren't I? Because the backs need to be colored. And I'm going to want the backs to match as much as possible, right? So I'll get some cheap markers, see how they work, and test them out with you. So I am so excited, even though I'm slightly underwhelmed. What if, okay, what if I take some of these minors and figure out my own art for it? I wonder if, just a second, you guys. Okay, I'm back. Here's another deck coloring book I have. Now, this coloring book I've reviewed with you all before. I love this deck, but what I'm thinking, and it might not work. Let's go back here. So, you know, I've got to get some stuff out of the way. This is silly. I need to get more crayons. Now, I've had some difficulty with this coloring book because of the paper quality. As you can see, it doesn't really take pencil crayon very well. It will not blend. You can see how patchy this poor woman is. Like, and with the white people, you can't quite tell because they're just so white, right? And then I added some pink to her. And then the marker, as you can see, you can't be smooth with it. Maybe if I had alcohol-based markers as opposed to water-based, those stay wet longer, so they're easier to blend, right? But what I'm thinking, these are too big, dang. What I was thinking was using this art on the minors in this deck. What if, we're brainstorming here, friends, what if we I'll get some, I'm gonna have to get, I'm thinking. Okay, where are the wands here? Swords. Now I think cups. Yes, okay. So this is, see, look at this. Look at the difference between like this and a pip, right? This tells me a lot more about what this card means. What if I scanned this, lined it, like redrew it, but as a vector, like traced it essentially, shrink it down to the size that I need it, print it, just like color it, and then like glue it or something onto here with that like roller tape sticky stuff, so that way it's not, you know how wet stuff will do to water. And then the benefit of doing that is I can simplify this card a little bit, and make it easier to color for this size. I think I like that. I think I like that idea. I'll have to take measurements of these cards, and then I truly have like a deck for me. How does that sound? And the benefit of adding more paper to this was it would make it thicker, but then it would be thicker than my majors. I wonder if, now I was experimenting. You can probably tell that this is like my favorite deck, the Modern Witch Tarot deck. Where is, so the Temperance, what number's Temperance? Temperance is later on. Where are you? So this, for example, is beautiful. Don't get me wrong. I love her clothes, but coloring it and keeping in the lines is impossible. And I feel like I'm about 4 years old and unable to color in the lines. What if, right? We did the whole deck. Because one thing I really like about this deck is how inclusive it is. It's got different skin colors. It's got body sizes. It's very like gender. There's no like men in this deck, which is pretty cool. You never see that, right? So those are my thoughts, I think. I'm like low-key excited by all this work that I'm making for myself. Which is funny because like I have some stories to tell y'all pretty soon. I think once the dust has settled and I'm in a safe place. Like I'm safe. Like my house is safe, my husband's safe. It's other outside influences. Yes, this is a much better sun card than in that deck. That's what I'm gonna do, I think. I think I'm excited. I could, like, get the general... What if I made up the characters myself? Like, copy between... Because, like, this looks wonky to me, right? I wonder what I could do, because I don't want to get in trouble for like plagiarizing, but I'm not going to claim it as my own. I'm going to edit it some, I think, because I've got, y'all can laugh at me if you want, but I have like these characters. I went to art school and I have these characters that I need to get back to drawing, and I could insert them into this deck, but still use some of the poses and whatnot. Yeah. Y'all are seeing my thought process live and I'm kind of excited. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to, all right. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I am still really excited by this potential project, because another thing I was working on is a book for myself to really study tarot. And what is cooler than having the perfect deck for you? I'm going to keep the backs the same. I like the backs. And I'm still going to test it for y'all. Like, color it back. See if it bleeds. Bleeding, by the way, is when I color it and you would see it like come through, especially patchy, and then there's ghosting where you can kind of see the idea of it, but it's not coming through, if that makes sense. So what I'll do is take a pip like so, color the back, because as I said, I don't care, and I'm not enthused by pips. I'll color this with marker because that's what we want to test and see if it comes through, because I'm going to put something else on this side anyway. Yes. Okay. So that was the deck. I've been your local art witch. We're going to get arty really soon, and I'm going to share some stories, and it's going to be very exciting. I'm so excited because I've been wanting to do more stuff with y'all that isn't like, I like my reviews, don't get me wrong, they're a lot of fun, and I started them as a way to getting tarot and starting tarot can be expensive, and I wanted to show people decks so that way they can decide, do I want this deck before buying it, because like, you can't just buy things, not in this economy. And I want to, share more of my journey, especially now that I'm more comfortable in front of a camera talking and just kind of letting my neurodivergence out into the wild. Okay, you all have a fantastic day. Have the day that, you deserve. And I've been your local art witch. Please like and subscribe. Let me know what you think about this. Thanks. See you again sometime soon. Bye-bye for now.